Hello, my friends. Welcome back. We are almost there. This is the second to last week in my 2023 Project Life album, week 51. Obviously, this week is in December, and I am using a December kit from Studio Calico. I'm not sure which year this is from, but it is a decidedly wintry kind of themed December kit. And down here in the Southern Hemisphere, that doesn't really apply. So I'm going to try and ride the line here in creating a week that is, December-y, but not too December-y. I've got my photos, and obviously I work on a December daily album as well, or somewhat daily album. And I've literally just finished my 2023 December daily album as well. And so I tried to kind of keep the photos in this spread less Christmassy and more real life. I don't always do that, but for this week I did. So I want to try and get some kind of non-Christmassy stuff in here as well. And I'm going to do that by adding in a little bit of yellow. There was a little bit of yellow in the kit, thankfully. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow into this very kind of green, red, and pink color scheme that I've got going on here. So the first way I did that was to grab that yellow cozy card. And whilst we are still, in summer, in December, I go for cozy all year round. So the cozy card worked nicely. It brought that yellow in, and I'm going to try and bring a few other touches of yellow as I go about. So again, I'm keeping things really simple. Again, things are in my December daily album. There's a whole lot of journaling in there, so there's not a whole lot that needs to go on here. I'm going for more fun, bright, and colorful than anything else, and really just using what came in the kit. So although I don't always stick to that kind of rule, especially when it comes to kits, and I very often am self-making kits as well. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm not overthinking things and wondering, do I have something else in my stash that might work better than this? I'm just limiting myself to what I've got and making do that way. For instance, the die cuts that came in this particular pack, they weren't super applicable to this week. So I don't think I've used any. I used this one little one, which was more of a label than a kind of icon or anything like that. It's the closest I could come to a red label in here. And there is a sheet of green sticker labels, but I'm using this Christmas tree paper. And so I really wanted something that would stand out a little bit more. I wanted the red. I am trying to balance out that color. So whenever I've used a red or a pink card, I've tried to add some sort of green element, and I'm doing the same on here. So I've got a really predominantly green kind of card, and I'm trying to add some of those other colors. So I've got the red, I added a tiny little bit of yellow with one of those arrows, and I did break my rule here of not adding to the kit because there were no alphas. So I grabbed these pink, I think they're called bubblegum foam alphas from a Citrus Twist, my fave alphas ever. Popped in a little week, and you would have seen me stamp out the numbers 51. You might be thinking, those are very light, Diane. Are you sure you can see those? And I did them light for a very specific purpose, which is I'm going to use them as a stitching template. So I used a number stamp set from Citrus Twist as well. I think it's called the Lunar numbers. One of my favorites. They go with my favorite alphas, the Spencer alphas, and they do have the outline and the filled in version. So I very often use that outline version as a quick way to get a guideline for some stitching. My tip is to stamp in a lighter color like I did, and one that is similar to the color that you're going to be stitching in. I decided in the end to stitch in red. I have done my stamping in a very light pink. So even if my stitches aren't exactly where my stamp was in the first place, you're not really going to notice it. Obviously, you probably wouldn't stamp it in black and then do your stitching. It would be very obvious where the stamp was. So I used just a drawing pin and a little punching mat there the stamp as a guideline. I pre-punch the holes. Then I fill up my needle with 3 strands of embroidery thread. I don't use the whole 6. And to avoid bulk on the back of those cards, I am using a little bit of washi tape at the start and the end. So that is this week 51 all done. 1 week to go. I cannot wait to have this project finished. Hey, thanks for hanging around with me while I very, very slowly get this album finished. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there are a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you again really soon. Bye.